is richer thanks to the newly opened Australian Plant Bank, an investment to conserve Australia's wealth of flora. Why not pay it a visit to find out more?
This building, it's really is an iconic building. The architecture is fabulous, but we've got some fantastic interactive displays and interpretation that are appropriate for school kids, for the general public, anybody with an interest in this sort of area and plants and conservation. So it's fabulous from that perspective.
Ranked 5th in the world for plant biodiversity, Australia is one of just 12 mega biodiverse countries and sadly home to 14% of globally threatened species. Eventually, seeds or plant material from all 25,000 Australian native plants will be frozen and stored to protect them from extinction.
The plant bank is really about whole plant research, so we're not only just storing seed, but we're also storing various other bits of plants depending on the species. Some species really don't like being stored as seed, and we require things like tissue culture and specialist preservation of the plant parts.
New South Wales Environment Minister Robin Parker emphasises why there's a need for this facility.
Is a project that is vitally important for our future, preserving our plant species, particularly those that are endangered, and our seeds for the future, and really understanding what's involved with the cryogenic freezing, seeing scientists at work and exploring and understanding our flora.
The Australian Plant Bank will inspire a passion for plants, even if you haven't been touched by the magic wand like Kaz yet.
Years ago, I remember when I was studying, I decided I wanted to study tissue culture. And the tissue culture lab, people walk past it and go, oh, what are those little jars and what are those little sprigs of plants growing in there? And when you explain to them what they're growing in and the fact that they are tiny, tiny pieces of tissue that have been placed in a growing medium, under lights in an incubation unit, they suddenly go, how is it that you can grow plants that way? It's magic.
John Seaman knows this building like nobody else. He's a scientist who's nurtured and driven it to completion.
I believe this is an amazing building. Architecturally, it's got some stunning features, not least of all its reflective stainless steel facade. But it's been also designed as a very sustainable building. It's predominantly made of concrete, stainless steel and glass, and that's about its interface with the critically endangered plant community next door, the Cumberland Plain woodland, which is a fire protection mechanism. So there's nothing combustible. It's also low maintenance. It's got a thermal labyrinth which helps cool the air before it reaches our chiller plants and keeps us cooler. We've got opening windows, unlike standard office buildings that are all locked up. We've got an amazing seed vault on the other side of the building, which is built with a concrete cube around it, with 4 hours of fire protection to collect the core investment in side, and we've got some additional resources. So we have storage environments at 4, -18 and as low as -196 degrees to store our conservation collections.
One of the most fascinating features of the building is its diversity wall with over 200 pieces of interpretation that will intrigue people of all ages.
There's a cocoa de mer. It's the world's largest seed. It's literally, this size, and it's been sitting in a cupboard for all that time. But we've also put that alongside some of the smallest seeds in the world, the orchid species, which you need to see with a microscope. So we're showing the huge diversity of seeds.
If you have children, you'll know about this favourite subject.
We've also got one drawer which I think will be very popular. It's called Scats, and we've got animal scats, animal poos, animal faeces. We show the different sorts of scats that animals make, and we also talk about what's in them and how quite often there's a lot of seeds and plant material that's in those, and that's quite often how many plant species are dispersed, and their seeds are dispersed over very wide distances by animals.
The first seed from an endangered species was deposited by Tony Cripps, CEO of HSBC Bank Australia, the Trust's principal conservation partner. Tony explains the symbiotic synergy of this project that helps secure their generous support.
Because we think the environment as one of our 2 main advocacies, including education. The environment is critical to long-term sustainability of economies, of societies, and so that's why we put it as one of our key advocacies for the group worldwide.